Let's take a look at EU then. I will start with new ships distribution. Tier 10 cruiser Commissar will be available for steel. Tier 10 French cruiser Brennus will become available for research points. Huh. Wait. Steel. But when's the last coal ship? It's been a really long time. When was the last coal ship? It was like Halford in January, yeah. Because like I get the feeling that wait, how much coal do I have on fucking EU? Yeah, I got 1.2 million coal. I get the feeling that they're moving away from coal in general. Like coal is going the way of free XP. That's what it feels like. They've inflated their numbers so heavily. First free XP was like the way to get ships, and then they inflated it so heavily that they moved away and became research bureau, where you basically need free XP to farm research bureau. And now it feels like coal is going the same way, where they're inflated it so heavily, like they ruined their own coal economy. So now they're moving coal away, probably for their salvage for victory and all this, because coal is everywhere now. Every brawl is coal. Every battle pass offers coal. Every dockyard offers coal. Like they're selling coal to you everywhere they can, and they're shoving it to you as well. And then they're surprised that well shit they can't use it anymore. Steel is going that rate as well. Yeah, I mean they are surprisingly incompetent at managing their own economies or their own economy. Like they blame a lot of these things on inflation, but they're literally the ones that control every means of the economy. Like they control how much you get, how much things cost, how much they're valued. They control every part of the economy and they can change it at any point. So it's always funny when they blame like in-game inflation for these issues when the only one to blame is them. They're the ones causing it. It's fascinating. They're printing the money and don't seem to understand it. Yeah, exactly. Like this is, I feel like coal is going the way of free XP. Like it's only going to be used as a part of another currency. The way free XP became a part of Research Bureau, I feel like coal is going to become a part of probably salvage for victory. The fact that they did it again after the first time means that they clearly see people are spending a lot of shit on it. So coal, I think coal as a value is dropping off the cliff right now. Coal is just becoming complete dog shit value, and steel is probably going to follow that path. Interesting though, but Commissar, that thing is already on Russia. It's the hybrid cruiser, Soviet cruiser that has attack planes and really punchy guns. Brennus is the better carrot, the better Carnot, significantly better Carnot. We don't really know much about it, but uh, it's fascinating that they've announced these, but do we know what Johnston is? Because aren't these like pretty far ahead? And they already know these, but they haven't announced Johnston and the other ones. I'm pretty sure Johnston is going to be some big milking project. I'm pretty sure Johnston is going to be some big milking project. It's going to be Prince for an Orange. We don't know that one either. Yeah, those things are supposed to come out like next patch or something. It's going to be either gamble boxes or salvage for victory or auction. These are the ones that really make wargaming the big bucks, and I'm pretty sure they're going to put that there. Monmouth is probably Venice is probably the ship with the shortest dev cycle ever. Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's see. Balance changes. Public. What is this? Public test 13.4. What are we at now? We're at 13.3. So next patch. Next patch. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's turn on the music a bit. What do we have? We're applying balance changes to the following ships based on an analysis of both their combat statistics and player feedback. Fen Yang, Ship Smasher, Siliwangi, Changmu, Yumihara, Yodo, Vladivostok, Monarch, Annapolis, and Conde. Okay, that's hilarious because combat statistics and player feedback has told them about Annapolis and Conde since the day they were added to the game, which is like 3 years ago? 2.5 years ago? And Yodo has been, and ever since it was in testing, they've been told Yodo is dog shit. So, like, I'm glad they're changing it, but Jesus Christ, this has to be the slowest I've ever seen a developer respond to anything. I don't even understand why it's taking them this long to respond. Fin Yang and Ship Smasher. Torpedoes can now also damage cruisers. Okay, so their deep water torps are more useful now. Fair enough. That's good. Siliwangi, buff. Probably not gonna make it particularly strong still. Like, that's a very small DPM buff, and the DPM is really trash. But I guess a step in the right direction. Changmu. Nerf. Huh? The nerf Changmu. Really? Is this to make Johnston more appealing? Because Johnston is going to be a Fletcher as well. What? Huh? Really? Changmu. Am I is like Changmu like some busted ship? Am I missing something? It's Changmu. Statistics. Changmu is here. 52.58% win rate. It's quite popular. But like, the damage isn't anything special in terms of a destroyer. Let's see, top 50%. Changmu is here. But they're not touching Mogador? Or Black, that's it. I feel like the higher you bump up the win rate, the more the other ones are gonna go up. Like, really, that's a pretty big nerf as well. That's a pretty big nerf as well on the Changmu. Fascinating. They don't touch the Mogador, but they touch the Changmu. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say Changmu is too strong. Thank you, Julius, for the 15. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say Changmu is too strong. Changmu got the TRB quite recently. That's true. They did give it the torpedo reload booster. They did give it the torpedo reload booster. But wait, isn't that like in a... Hold on. Penetration. Is it... How long ago was it they gave it? But like... Hey, it's still like... It's still not very scary. Because it doesn't have any health. And it's... I mean, it's occasionally fast. But it doesn't have much health. It's... I just find it really fascinating that they're touching Changmu before they're touching Mogador. That's just really baffling. Maybe it's because BBs were eating the torps. That's probably it. Like, it's deported torps. I think BBs were eating the torps, and that's why they complain. Pan Asia got TRB in update 11.4. Yeah, that's a long time ago. That's a long... To be fair, that's a long time ago. That's... Wait. The patch... That is literally 2 years ago. So it can't be TRB. That's 2 years ago, 11.4. Was it really here they gave it? Was it really here they gave it, in 11.4? Mm. Yeah, it's an 11. It was in 11.4 they got the torpedo reload booster. That's 2 years ago. So that can't be the argument. They've had it for 2 years. They just suddenly decided, you know what, Chungmu is just too strong. What the hell? I mean, with ships like Katsonis, Black, Mogador, Benham, like if you're talking obnoxious ships to deal with, shit, they even added the Jäger, which is super like it's just a cockroach, the Jäger. Like Changmu is the problem. Interesting. Interesting. Yumihari. Okay, Yumihari gets a small buff. Actually pretty good. Oh, penetration slightly increased. This is a pretty good buff overall. Guns more accurate, guns deal more damage, guns pen better. This is a pretty good buff across the board. Jutland hides in the corner. Jutland has gotten nerfed so many times, man. Jutland has gotten nerfed so many times. They've incrementally nerfed the shit out of that shit, though. There was, at one point, every patch note, there was a Jutland nerf. Pen increase is really small. How small is really small? I mean, it's still significant. The fact that it maintains the pen across the board is still nice. It's still a nice increase. Yodo. HE shell parameters changed. Okay then. Okay, let's see. Shell parameters changed. Where does this put us? So we're at what? 2,500 and 2,850. That's a more than a 10% buff actually to DPM. That's like a what, 12, 13% DPM buff? Hmm. 14%. 14% and fire chance increased from 10 to 12. That's pretty good. I mean, it's the issues with the Yodo is obviously still going to be the fact that it's handles like a brick and it's not stealthy at all and it's clunky as hell and it's very vulnerable and all of this. These are like all the issues with it. But if it pumps out more damage, that's certainly a step in the right direction. Probably not enough to save it, but certainly better. Like that, I feel like this is something of a devs not really understanding what the issue with the Yoda is. I feel like this feels like they don't really understand what the issue of the ship is because like the problem with Yodo isn't DPM as much as it's the hull itself that's the issue. Like that's the problem isn't DPM, it's everything else. Like a good example is Nevsky. Nevsky has 10% less HE DPM than Yoda, but you can't tell because Yoda has so much other utility, a great hull, radar, all this other utility. The problem with Yoda is its only gimmick is the shitty torps and this. Vladivostok. Wow, okay, Vladivostok has been fixed, boys. It's no longer ridiculously tanky at tier 8. They added 0.4 km extra conceal, which after you run concealment build is, what, 0.35 kilometers or something? No, 0.32 or something. So 300 meters more. Wow. Vladivostok is fixed. It's no longer Ebola to deal with as a tier 8. Well done, Wargaming. Monarch. Repair party consumable is replaced with specialized repair teams consumable. So they gave it a super heal. That might make Monarch not super shit anymore. It might not feel like a super downgrade from KGB anymore. That might be pretty good, actually. It might be, like, playable now. I mean, the issue is still gonna be that the guns are giga trash. But at least now it's no longer that the hull is trash and the guns are trash. Now it's more like the guns are trash, but you got a lot of sustain, potentially. Hmm. So it's stealthy and it's got a super heal, so... I don't understand how it took them this long to change Monarch either. Monarch has been trash for as long as I can remember. Annapolis. Conde. HP reduced 56,000 to 59,900. So they reduce Annapolis health by 4,100 health. 4,100 health. That's the nerf to Annapolis. 4,100 health. And they're like, okay guys, this ship has been horrendously overpowered to the point that people, even competitive players, run one of these two fucking perma. It's been completely busted for like 2.5 years. And now, don't worry guys, we fixed it. We took 4,100 HP away from it. Bro, I don't understand how the balance department still has a job. I honestly don't understand how they have a job. This is the most demented thing I've seen in a while. How the fuck does this change anything? How the fuck does this change a single fucking thing? Do they not understand that the problem with the fucking Annapolis is that not only does it have giga utility, it also has absolutely demented fucking DPM. That's the problem. Do they not understand that they could literally remove the fucking the burst from both of these ships and they would still be good? Like, what the fuck is this? This is so fucking stupid. This isn't gonna change anything. Annapolis is still gonna be this retarded ship where Wargaming for some reason hid the Citadel behind this fucking spaced bullshit armor. And it's still gonna have its retarded burst. It's still gonna have like 50%, no, what is it, the 100k more HE DPM than the Des Moines, which makes no fucking sense. Like the DPM jump, Des Moines has 275k HE DPM. Annapolis has 366k. It's a 90k more HE DPM. Like, the problem is, Wargaming, look, this is the fucking problem, Wargaming, okay? Look. These are light cruisers. You see, these are all light cruisers. They have no armor. They blow up instantly. They're squishy as hell. That's why they're here on the DPM chart. Annapolis is none of these things. And it's sitting right here in the smack dab middle between fucking Smolensk, Jinan, and Worcester. That's fucking retarded. It shouldn't do so much damage on top of being so tanky, on top of having all the utility, on top of having a burst. You dumb fucking apes. How do you not understand that this is a problem? Not fucking 4,100 health. Like, imagine playing your own fucking video game, man. Imagine playing your own fucking game. Jesus Christ. Yeah, and it's 203, so the actual HE DPM is much higher. And the APs, all the other ships have dog shit AP. None of that AP is like usable for anything good. Whereas Annapolis has an AP with a burst button, which means you get broadside, he can one tap you in 5 seconds. Like, bro, play your own game, please. I don't know why they're so resistant to nerfing these dumb ships. Like, they were perfectly fine adding shit like Clausewitz to the game and give it no funny button whatsoever. They just made a slightly bigger Hindenburg, gave it a bit more DPM, and they were like, yeah, this is fine. It doesn't need a funny button. But then when it comes to Annapolis and Conde, they're like, no. It needs to be tankier, do more damage, better in every way, and have a fucking retarded funny button on top. Like, what? How? And the Conde nerf is what? How much health is this? It's not 8k, it's 7,600 health removed from the Conde. Which, once again, isn't really gonna change fucking anything in terms of this ship. It still has the completely demented funny button. It still does ridiculous damage. It still got those juicy fucking arcs that let you farm ships from across the map. Like, where's the downside again? And it's still overmatches all super light cruisers. Like, I don't get it. I don't fucking understand. It still has what? How much more DPM is it than Henry? Henry has 141. This one has 175. So it's still got more, what, 25% more DPM than Henry? On top of still having the burst and just being a better ship across the board. Bro. It's still has, yeah, funny button and reload booster. Like, they're like, hey, everyone complains about how our cruisers are doing way too much fucking damage. I know. Let's shave off a sliver of their health. That'll fix it. It's like the time when they... Fuck, what was it? They nerfed... There was some ship that was fucking hilariously overperforming, and then Wargaming nerfed the radar on it. I can't remember what ship it was, but I remember them doing that. It was some ship that was hilariously demented, and then Wargaming's response was to nerf the radar on it. Was that Annapolis as well? No way. Could have been YY. I don't remember what it was. It was something really stupid, but like... Oh yeah, it was 5 seconds from radar. Was that what they did to the Annapolis? Let's not touch the fact that the fucking entire hull on that ship is already a fucking... Like, you could literally put Des Moines guns on the Annapolis. Or like, Des Moines DPM on the Annapolis. And it would still be an upgrade. Because of how fucking demented the hull is on that ship. Like, if you get broadside in the DM... Look, if you get broadside in the DM... You get instantly sit. Because you got an exposed citadel that starts under the front guns and goes all the way to behind. 152mm citadel. It's exposed. It goes across the entire ship. This is why AP bombs fucking smash you. This is why you get citadel through everywhere. Through the bow, through the stern, through the sides. Like, everything fucks Des Moines. And this is a trade-off in the Des Moines for the fact that you have pretty good armor. Well, you still get overmatch. Well, I guess pretty good armor in the current year. 30mm isn't that good anymore. But you have a lot of damage. So that's a trade-off. You have this vulnerability, but you have a lot of damage. That's what's... Thank you, Moise. That's what's kept the Des Moines relevant for all these years. They buffed the armor a bit, a few millimeters here and there, but generally what's kept the Des Moines relevant has been... It's a trade-off. It's a pretty fucking squishy hull in return for the damage. The problem with the fucking Annapolis is... the Annapolis does, what, 90k more HEDP, and the AP DPM is so much higher, it's not even funny. So that's already one problem. The other problem is, what happened to the exposed citadel, the 152mm exposed citadel? Well, they just decided, you know what, we need to make this super ship player proof. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do fucking this. That's the fucking Annapolis. It doesn't even make any sense, because this is where you're supposed to fucking have the ammo storage. You can't have a barbette that's fucking larger than the Citadel. This is so clearly tailor-made for retards. That's what it is. And look at the fucking gap between the outer layer and the actual Citadel. Like, they shaved away all this Citadel on both sides of the ship to fucking tailor it for the retarded Supership players. And you have 170 plus 15mm here. The problem is, of course, that if you shoot this thing with a cruiser, most of the time, if you're at far enough range, well, mid-range, for example, if a Des Moines shoots an Annapolis at 10-11 kilometers, this shit here arms the shell, and the shell arms in this gap and never reaches the Citadel. So you can't... An Annapolis can sail full broadside in front of a Des Moines and outtrade the Des Moines because you won't get any fucking Citadels on it. It's so fucking demented. And of course, AP bombers are less effective because there's less area to hit. This is like, they've already done this to the Annapolis. They've already done this. And I don't understand why this developer is so fucking hesitant to nerf this piece of shit already. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's so blatant, it's demented. It's designed for the dumbest fucking Supership player. Like, you can just go from this to this. And you instantly see that Annapolis doesn't need to do this much more DPM and have a funny button. You could just fucking remove the funny button. Annapolis would still be great. You could literally delete the fucking funny button today, and no one would bat an eye because the Annapolis would still be a great ship. But never fucking gonna happen. Good luck, fucking. Imagine trying to Citadel this thing nose in as well. Compared to fucking DM. It's just 127. What's Des Moines? Is it the same? It's the same. 127. This is where it kept the same. No, it's just. I wish they played their own game. I don't know why. Someone up high designed Annapolis and Conde. That's for sure. Someone up high designed Annapolis and Conde. That's the only fucking explanation for them to be so hesitant to nerf them when at the same time they're perfectly fine adding shit like Clausewitz. Like, they're perfectly fine adding shit like Clausewitz to the game where, like, this is, look at the DPM difference. This is Hindenburg, 184k HE DPM. And then we have Clausewitz, 202. 20k more, about 11% more DPM. No funny button. AP DPM is actually worse on the Clausewitz. They have no problem adding this, like making this. But then when it comes to fucking Des Moines, we go from this to this. Like, what? The 490 to 655? 275 to 366? On top of all these other increases, on top of the funny button. It's like, it can't be the same developers who's fucking made this shit. Like, it can't be the same developers that fucking created these ships. It doesn't make any sense. It actually makes no fucking sense. What did Henry? 140, 30, that's 170. 215. 50. 30. Fuck, how much did we end up with here? Fuck, we end up with so much, don't we? With 30, 160. What was it, 30? 160? 190. 240. And like, did Henry really need that? Did Henry really need that fucking turtleneck? Like, it's bad enough that they already give them these funny buttons and buffs and all of this and DPM buffs and all of this, but like, when they fundamentally alter the fucking armor model, like, fucking Christ, why are you like this? And you can see it so obviously as well, because these original ships, they make sense. Like, they make sense. The fucking barbette goes into the Citadel. This is where the ammo storage was. They loaded the ammo through the barbette into the turret. It makes sense. Like, the armor model makes some sort of logical sense. And then when you look at these super ships, it's always like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What the fuck kind of fever dream bullshit is this? It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like super ships. It's like, this is why I hate super ships in this game. Because they're clearly, so clearly, tailor-made for the biggest retards, and they're so hilariously, obviously not designed with any logical thought in mind. They're just there to be this overpowered piece of shit for bad players to play. And of course, when good players play them, everyone has a bad time. Everyone has a fucking bad time.